Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're missing somebody today.
No, it's cool. I got someone to stand in. Crow can stand in for Greg. He's way funnier, very intelligent.
Crow is very funny.
He's
Hello,
right
Vincent.
there.
Thanks so much for joining us. And Daniel. We got Daniel in here. Who else we got in here? We got all sorts of people coming in.
Daniel, I'm on Facebook all the time, Zayas.
That's right. That's
The
right.
selfie king of New York.
The selfie king. That's very true. That's very true. Well, hopefully Greg will run in here and join us today. But today is I'd Back That Kickstarter with Gloryhoundd.
DrGloryHogg.
And hopefully Greg Dickson. We'll see.
Our co-hostess with the mostest.
That's right. We're going to be talking about Paladins of the West, the Roland Wright, Iwari, and Thrive today. Hopefully we'll have some publishers and stuff join us. I don't know. We had some interest in stuff like that. I always like it whenever people come in who are either publishing the game or the designers of the game, and then they get to talk to you guys about any like reluctant feelings you guys might have about the Kickstarter, and I really, really enjoy that.
Yeah, like those unanswered questions where you're like, oh, will this do this? And they're like, yes, it will. And
Right, and you're like, well, thank you for your
Here's
confirmation.
my $60. Thank you for answering my question. Why can't I get paid like that? Like, I'll answer a question, you just give me $60.
Yeah, that would be nice if you'd start making some extra money. You get some of
Extra.
this right here. Yeah.
Some manicure money.
And we just got back from Dice Tower West, too. So
It's true.
did you enjoy Dice Tower West? That was our first Dice Tower convention. It wasn't Greg's because he's been to plenty of them.
Yeah, he goes so much that Tom's just like, yeah, Greg goes to all of my conventions. He's
Yeah.
like, he's probably annoyed about seeing Greg.
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
talked to-
"Ugh, Greg
This
again."
is legitly what happened. I was talking to Tom, and he's like, oh, did anybody from your gaming group come along? And I started listing people, and I got to Greg's name, and he's like, bah, he comes to everything.
Tom
And I was
Bassel.
like, okay.
Tom Bassel does not care about Greg Dickson. He will take his money, though.
Right. Well, hello, everybody who's just joining us. Here to answer any questions about
I like that name.
Paladins. Thank you
Magenta
so
Lizard.
much. Thank you so
Why
much.
don't we
Yeah.
have cool names like that? It's like a color and an
Magenta
animal.
Lizard.
Or we're just like we're just attributes and the names and animal names.
Well, it's kind of the
Glory
same
Hound,
thing.
Glory Hog. We got Magenta Lizard.
It's
I feel like
kinda
we
the
could like
same
have a
thing.
superhero fighting team. And then we got Greg Dickson. Not the same. It's not.
Well,
should-
first up, we
Magenta
have.
Lizard should join our team instead.
You think so?
Magenta
The
Lizard's here.
replacement.
Greg's not here.
That's true.
I'm just saying. So far, Magenta Lizard, you were nailing this interview.
This is it. I don't know.
Vincent Hawk, too. He technically has an animal name in his
That's
name.
true. Well, they have to live in Arizona, though.
I think Vincent would move if we
Would
asked
he?
him to.
That's a long way for him to move.
I think it's fine. I think he'd move.
All right, so first up, we have Paladins of the West Kingdom. This is by Garphill Games. It's for 1 to 4 players. It's going to last about 90 to 120 minutes. Now, this one, I mean,
That-
it looks exactly like.
Well, it's the
Like,
same
as far as
artist.
as far as like the same art, you know, it's still a Euro. You're still going to be placing down those meeples and stuff like that. Little person over there, we need that door closed. I apologize for everybody, or else the cat is going to be on camera and everybody is going to see cat butt. So anyway, this one here, you still have like your worker placement and stuff going on with it. You have a sort of like deck building to it because you're
'Cause-
taking
yeah.
cards off the top of the deck and then you're
Agree.
deciding what you want to play and then you're like putting some underneath as well, which is kind of interesting. And
What I like about this one is this one's perfect for people with bad backs. And I say this as a person with a bad back because instead of reaching across this giant table, which you're like, oh, I'm so glad I got this $8,000 gaming table.
That's
we don't
right.
have one, FYI.
no.
But as you're reaching across it, it's like breaking your back. This one, you have your little board is in front of you. So it's like my board, my space. This is great for people who are germaphobes because the only thing in the middle are the cards that you can draft. And that's your player interaction is by taking cards that somebody else might want out of the middle. But everything else you do is on your own little board in front of you. So you could just like chill out on the couch with your own little board.
Yeah. So Vincent I was going to say,
See?
and yes, I would move house prizes.
Dude, it's
yeah.
not bad in Arizona. It's not the best.
They're
but it's
probably
also
better
not the
than
worst.
the UK, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can get like a 1,000 square feet for around 150,000.
No,
somewhere in
it's
there?
more than that
Is
now.
it?
Yeah.
It's more than that now. I'm old, so I bought back in the day.
All
Us
right.
Old timers.
Well, I enjoy the Euro placement of it. I enjoy the fact that you're building walls with cards and like you're doing different things with this one here.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt
It's
you.
okay.
What I like is besides the theming, so you feel like you can play one into the other one. The first one's all about kind of building like that temple for the king
Right.
and everything. And then this one's like, okay, now that we have the temple, we got to go out and defend the kingdom, and we got to go spread the word with your monks there. And I think
That's
it's
true. I didn't
it's a
even think
very-
about that.
It's
It's
a very
like
nice
a scaling
progression.
up
yeah.
on that.
And
Yeah.
would be perfect to play like one into the other, and then there's supposed to be a third one. It seems
You
like
just
it'd
do
be
a whole
good-
progression of
Yeah,
them along and
I'm
stuff.
not gonna lie, I want to do that. Like, I mean, we've done that with Century Spice Road, into Century, Eastern Wonders, but that would just be amazing, just to go like from one to the other. It's a very thematic day.
Hey, it's Greg. Hopefully your sound is all right.
Sorry, Greg, we had
We
we're
replaced
talking about
you with
Paladins
Crow.
right now.
Yeah, quickly get in.
Is it Friday already, you guys?
This guy. See, Magenta Lizard is going to be in Arizona. We
Oh,
decided
okay.
that since Magenta Lizard was here and has an
And it has
animal
a really
sounding
cool
name like
name.
us,
Yeah.
that they might replace you.
Okay.
Because punctuality is 100% of the job.
That's true. That's true. Well, I was
you don't have to be good.
I was
you just have
punctual
to,
to
be
my
here.
last appointment. They made me late to this
Oh,
one.
the one that pays you?
The one.
That's the one that's most important.
Yeah,
I guess.
pretty much. Pretty
I guess
much.
we know who's in it for the money.
All right.
That's right, man. Fat stacks.
Fat stacks.
Hopefully your sound is okay. Move
Can-
it just a little bit further away from your mouth there.
Further?
Yeah,
Further away,
Don't
yep.
eat the mic.
Yeah,
Arr.
don't. We're trying not to eat the mic.
Can people hear me?
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
sure.
so. We'll see. We'll see. It'll take a minute to go
So,
over.
what's new, guys?
So,
So Paladins, we're talking about Paladins.
Paladins.
I
So
know
we
that the
discussed how-
Architects of the West Kingdom, like you really, really liked that game.
I do like that game. I do like that
And that
game.
one's all about building the temple. This is all about protecting the temple and then recruiting people with your monks.
Yes.
And it's more card-based and tableau in front of you instead of board out in the middle. So what did you think about that progression
Well,
from
I'm kind
slightly
of
different
late
gameplay?
to this whole Garphill Games thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have done any of the
the Raiders and all
Raiders and all those.
that? I'm embarrassed
You
to
know
say
what? I
haven't.
did not.
Yeah, I
kind of
came in late with Architects of the West Kingdom, which I like, although I don't think I like it as much as some people like it.
I can understand that.
Like, it felt like a lot of people put it on their, like, best of
it's
2018
still a worker
top
placement,
10 list.
but I like a worker placement that has
Yeah.
a different thing to it, right?
And it
So
does have a
all
few
the
interesting
people bring
twists,
them
yeah.
in.
I think if you're a heavy Euro gamer where you really, really love playing Euros,
Yeah.
that game just hit a spot with you because it had a little bit of uniqueness in the fact
Yeah.
that you could capture people's, meeples and stuff like
We
that
got
with
some
it.
royalty. Vince is watching Kingdom Rush.
My
Ooh.
Can't wait to talk about that game.
My feeling with these though is that they're going to be available later, and so I'm less likely to back them because I'm like, I know I'll get a chance to play this. I know I'll get a chance to try it.
Is this the one too that said like we're not really doing
any
stretch goals?
Kickstarter stretch
Yeah,
goals
they're
and
just
stuff.
like
Yeah.
I think there's like a few things, like a little bit of promos you can get, which is cards.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was just 100%.
Yeah.
Like we've already got the UV spot. We've already
Yeah.
got. Instead of like teasing it out, they're like, we know what you want. We've already got it.
But for people who are
Yeah, that was
hardcore into this like series, this is a no-brainer. I kind of
Yeah.
feel
Get
like.
your pre-order in. and
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
okay.
If you like this stuff, and you've been with them since the beginning, there's no reason to think that this isn't going to be up to that same sort of par of quality. So
I think if you really like Architects of the West Kingdom, then this is 100% you. Back it now. Get your promos and stuff like that. If you didn't like Architects of the West Kingdom, then maybe you might wait a little bit.
To
you
play
know?
it first.
Yeah.
I think
says the
for me,
dock has gone a tad quiet. Is that Dr. Gloryhough?
Yeah,
never
you're just
happened
gonna
before.
have to move it closer.
So I feel like it's probably because Greg's here and he's so much louder, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
we didn't end up doing the sound test for
Sorry,
Greg, so,
guys.
The
you
thing
know.
about this one is
I do
kind
have
of
a day job.
I do feel like this is kind of a no-brainer. Like
Yeah.
as far as I can see what you're saying about you wanting to maybe just wait because it'll be hit retail.
Yeah,
There's
it'll
not
be
a, There's not
around
a whole bunch
later.
of FOMO stuff. Like if I don't
Yeah.
get this now, I'm just gonna be never gonna see it again. But it does seem like a no-brainer. I think it's gonna take the things I liked about the first one and just
I'm
kind of
being
continue
slandered
that.
in the comments.
Everybody blames
That's
Greg.
that's part of YouTube.
Should I
Well-
leave early too, like you do sometimes?
Just peace out in the middle. Peace.
I just dropped it for
Wow.
4 minutes.
It's not for dramatic effect though. I leave for like a reason.
I didn't show up late for dramatic effect either.
So
buddy.
with this one here, I'm all about if you're on Kickstarter, like you have your awesome Kickstarter stuff. That's why you back it on Kickstarter. But with them putting this note in here, like, hey, we're just gonna make a quality game and give you stuff. Like, we'll give you some promos for getting on here, but this is basically almost like a pre-order thing.
Yeah, and they're
I
sort of
like-
unabashedly treating it that way.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I like that. The fact that they
The
were
honesty.
like, yeah, exactly. I like the honesty and not beating around the bush about everything because it makes me go, oh, okay, I'll back this Kickstarter anyway. Because usually, as a general rule, I'm like, if you're not gonna offer something really cool on the Kickstarter, like I'm not gonna back your Kickstarter because like why would I back it? But the fact that they're so upfront with that. Like, it almost makes me just want to put that aside and go, oh, okay, well, you know what? I enjoy the free promos. Like, why would I not back this? They're being very upfront with how they're doing this.
The caveat to that is she's talking about big designers, ones that are going
Yeah.
to hit retail anyways. We back
Right.
stuff that's small, even if it doesn't have
Sure.
something, because we know that we might not ever see this game again. It might
Yeah,
not
that's
hit retail,
different.
And they legitimately need that help
it
to
needs
get
that
the game
support.
out. This is going to come out
no matter
no
what.
matter what.
So they're using Kickstarter more as a pre-order
Yeah.
than a help us. We need funding. We don't know if anybody wants this.
Yeah.
Taking care of this problem right now.
Yeah, take Greg out. Greg, you're out of here.
That's it. You're gone, Greg.
That was me breaking
Gone.
your neck, I guess.
I don't know. I think you
that's-
just pulled my whole head off.
Yeah, I would pull your whole head. Oh, Ben Kefner's on. Aren't you busy designing new games, Ben? Come on, man.
Come on.
So
Come
I
on,
like how
man.
you
I'm
shame
excited,
him
and then I
for
shame him.
watching our
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, Ben, you're better than this.
Come on, people.
So
Isn't there a prototype you should be working on? I'm excited
would
about
you
your
guys
prototype.
back this game then?
I think
So
I'm going to
Greg.
pass for now, but I wouldn't like discourage other people from backing it.
Right.
There's other games I'm interested in, and I know this one will be around later. I'll now get a chance to try it. And because Architects, while I like it, I think was kind of overblown in the hype for it. Like I'm concerned that if this one's not as good as that one, I'll be like, well, I don't really need both. So I want to try this one. So I'm a pass for now, but I recommend people who are fans of this series
Absolutely back
support
it
your
right now.
support
Yeah.
your people. Yeah,
Right. Right. I know. I hate how people get upset about people using Kickstarter as a pre-order sort of system, but like it just makes sense for game companies. Then they know how much product to get in. Then you don't have problems like Wingspan, guys. Okay.
Oh, is there an issue with Wingspan?
Yeah, where
I haven't
they
heard
just
anything about that.
literally didn't make enough of the games, and everybody wants them, and then. They were turned down with people trying to get them, going, nobody's gonna buy a bird
Yeah, I was
game.
gonna
Like,
say the most
Kickstarter
important
helps.
the most important thing about that, and that's not because like I'm not a Stegmeyer like huge fan or anything. I mean, I do like Scythe. He went to the distributors and said, how much
Right.
of this do you guys want? And they said, oh, not a lot. Nobody's going to want a bird game. And then when it blew up, they were like, why aren't you giving us our games? It's like,
That's also
because you messed up and you told them that nobody wanted it. He should have
Yeah.
gone with his gut and
How
produced
did
more.
people not know there was going to be a demand for the new Stonemeyer game? By the way,
I don't know.
You
But
know,
he
That
went
does
based
not
off
give me
of.
faith in like the
So he
people
sells-
running these.
Well, he sells to distributors
Yeah,
a lot
no,
of
I
it,
know.
and they're all like, we don't want it.
That's
so he
it's
didn't.
those people.
Yeah.
I'm like, how could they have not predicted?
if he had gone to Kickstarter, this would not have been a problem. Just
That's true.
FYI.
Yeah.
Okay, just FYI.
I think he's been burned with Kickstarter with people.
that might be the case.
He's in the past. I remember him addressing it. He got tired of
It's a lot of work.
kind of spoiled backers like bugging him about every tiny. I mean, that's not how he put it, but
yeah, well, be kind, guys.
Yeah,
like
like-
these people are doing their best to like work with everybody. And plus, if you guys have any questions for Shem right now, he is in the comments, I believe, on YouTube. So if you have questions that you want answered about this particular Kickstarter, put them in the comments right now. And
Yeah, I want to know if that goes right down right there. That missionary, is she pregnant? I don't want to ask her
She's
directly
not.
because it's
That's
rude.
under her arms.
I
It's under her arms,
assume,
like that.
but you never know. I just
I
want
think
to
you
know.
need to talk to the artist about that. You never ask, guys.
That's what
You
I'm not
never just
asking her
say.
directly. I'm asking
Yeah,
Shem.
you never
yeah,
just
don't
ask straight up
ask.
front.
Maybe she just had a lot of burritos.
That's true. I've had a burrito baby before. Where I'm
Oh,
like,
Burrito
yeah.
baby.
they're like,
I'm
are you
like a permanent burrito baby. Are you
Dr.
kidding me?
Gloryhogg, would you back this game?
Yeah, I would back this one because I did like Architects enough that even. Yes.
Yes.
I think I've already I mean, it seems like it's the stuff I like, plus adding more. I like that you have your own personal board. I like that there's more cards in play because I felt like you didn't use the cards enough in Architects for them to be super valuable.
I agree with that
I'm
statement,
excited
yeah.
about it being like a kind of a continuation where it's like I build the castle, I defend the castle. What's next? Do we like take somebody else's castle? I mean, I hope I'm not spoiling too much, but I'm trying to think like what's the next step in this? I'm excited about this.
The designer's like writing down
Yeah.
notes right now.
I
Like,
like-
ooh,
I
take
like the
other
progression.
people's castles.
Yeah.
That happens all the time with us. Designers are like,
Oh, yeah.
what did you just say? Hold on.
Hold on, let me write
Yeah.
that down.
That actually does happen.
That does
though. We were at
happen.
Skybound. They're like, we could call this game Skybound. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's happened to us like 3 or 4
Put
times
my name
now.
on it. She just has massive forearms because she's a missionary. She's probably always lifting the people up to
Okay.
see
She's
the
lifting
grace of
heavy
God.
Bibles.
So for this game, I
All
think
the Bibles.
that
Just endless piles of
I
Bibles.
love the theme in this. I love the mechanics. I love that you're building on your own boards and stuff. Like Dr. Gloryhogg was saying, I love the fact that you are using those cards more so than I felt like I did in Architects. I am super excited about this game. I feel like from what I know about it and everything, I'm going to like this game possibly more than Architects. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's enough for me to back it. And I like how the
think
company's
so.
being upfront with everything. Like, we're just going to produce a nice game and
And you
Right.
get the
you guys.
coins for like $13 extra. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
there's additional levels.
There's
you
a lot of
you
quality
can get
here.
you can get architects with it. I like that. I like the way that they did this Kickstarter. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's kind of like a, hey, you know us. If you like us, support us.
This
if
is
not,
Yeah.
this is
pick
a
it up at-
tried and true
yeah,
franchise.
pick it up at your friendly
Yeah.
local game store. Like it's
Yeah.
And I
It's
just
all
like
good.
the fact that, like, you're going across the kingdom and you're like, spread faith, get rid of the robbers. Like,
Oh, I like that all the different paladins kind of have like their own deal too. So like it's going to be important like which paladins you're playing and everything too.
yeah, that's going to be
You got to
exciting.
defend and recruit to your faith. That seems pretty legit.
Vincent Hawk's going from gunning for my job too, man. He's gonna change his name to
The
GloryHogg
Ooh.
to take my place.
That's true. Our kid like added glory to the front of her name too. Like it's
She
gotten
did.
intense.
It is
She's
getting
like, call me
intense.
Glory Bear.
Your
I'm
glory
like,
dog
okay.
was barking at me as
Oh,
I came
Glory
yeah.
in.
dog. We got
Well,
Glory Cat.
He
Glory
can't,
pup.
He can't help himself.
Yeah.
All right.
Glory Pupper.
Thanks so much for joining us on that, Shem. So, our next up, we have late to the game. How is everyone? Good.
Oh, I
We're
can't believe
good.
he was
Thanks,
late. What?
God, M&M. Come
People who are
on.
late are the worst.
M&M. Don't be late.
Can't
Don't
get
be
no
a
respect.
don't be a Greg.
You'll have to go back on YouTube and check out what happened. So, next up, we have our Roland Wright, which is super meta.
See what they did
Like,
there?
It's so cute.
I know
so
it's
cute.
the video was kind of cute though. Where he's
It
like,
was.
"What could I make a game
How can
about?
I
I can
make
make
a
a game
game?"
about making games." I was like, "You crafty SOBs!" I was like, "You did it.
They
You
thought
did
of
it."
everything.
And
Yep.
this is the same guy that I've seen at plenty of conventions that has those little tiny
Pack of games.
yeah,
Yeah,
little
Chris
pocket
Handy.
games, and I'm like, I always look at all his stuff and I'm like, oh, that's super awesome.
I haven't played
like,
all of them, but some of those are really good games too.
mhm.
Yeah.
At Shem Phillips is the Garphill.com sale only concurrent with Kickstarter. Thank you so much for answering questions, Shem. So with this one here, first off, I love Roland Wrights.
You do. You are obsessed with them now.
I didn't think I was gonna like Roland Wrights because I hate
Which
dice,
one
and
was
I
the
hate
one
dice
that like
games.
brought you
we
into
wait
the fold?
years. With Welcome to probably was the first one you played,
Nice.
right?
Yeah, it was Welcome to, and then from then on, then I did Railroad Inc., and now I'm doing
Yeah.
Gauntlet and Clever, and then like
Yeah.
now I'm like, oh, I love Roland Wrights, and
Which
this theme.
Gauntlet Clever is my favorite so far.
It's pretty clever.
Well, the mechanics with this one here, where you're trying to build your board, but also sacrificing parts of your board in order to have certain mechanics
Abilities,
happen.
yeah, to unlock
yeah,
other abilities.
It's an
happen.
engine builder.
It's
Roland
really
Wright.
cool.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's so meta. It just is. It's just rolling right. Come on, it's too good. It's too good. It's too good. I like this whole video. It's just so dumb. It made me so mad when I was watching this video, but I also loved it at the
I
same
love
time.
when the yellow ball rolls into the
Into
red.
the red,
Catch up.
red. He's like, oh,
Oh, I know. When you do yellow,
If you get
can
rid of the
change
yellow,
the
you can change
color.
your new color.
It's
Yeah.
very clever. It's very
It's-
clever.
It was good. You
They-
crafty
Yeah,
son
they
of
did
a.
do a really good job on it. And I'm super excited about these mechanics. Like,
It looks like they've built so much replayability in too, because you're gonna have different secret objectives, and you know
Yeah.
the cards are gonna come up in different order. I mean, it seems
Well,
like they've
I
built
like
a
how
lot
they
into
actually kind of like in a funny way discussed how they came up with the concept.
Right.
They're like, oh, what could we use to make more replayability?
it. Yeah.
Well, there's a very low player interaction. What can we do to fix that? And like they kind of go over
They
those
walk
things you're
you
worried
through
about.
the like
yeah.
the design problems.
It reminds
they
me
had
of like
to tackle.
talking to like when I talk to people.
people. that was felt
James
It
fun.
Hudson.
reminds me of
well,
when I
like
talk
James
to
Hudson,
people.
like when you talk to
I
James
like
Hudson,
talking
and
to
he
people
talks
too.
about like why he did something. Like I'll be like, oh, why didn't you add an extra dice to this game? And he'll be like, well, this is what, and he goes through like all the individual
the
little
thoughts
pieces,
of what
and
he's
you're like,
going through whenever he's
then
making
you kind of
that,
like
yeah.
at the end, you're like, oh, so you've thought about this. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I just casually mentioned it. You clearly thought about this. I will step
Well,
away.
that's the hope. Like it'd be sad if you like stumped them.
Yeah.
Oh, another die.
didn't
It
think
never
of that.
occurred to me. Like you'd be like, oh,
You can't you
now
can't
building
stop
a
James
lot of
Hudson 'cause
confidence.
he'll just say roll
That's-
tide, y'all, and disappear.
That's
He'll
the
be like,
difference
roll
between-
tide.
cloud of
He's
smoke.
gone.
That's the difference between like a vetted game designer versus a newer one.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's looking
Well, right,
for
because
different
newer game
things,
designers,
different
they like
avenues.
write down
yeah.
everything you say, and they're like, I will change all of these things. You're like, whoa, 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 just change one thing,
Yeah.
see if it's better, then move on.
Yeah. With this one here, dang it, what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So here's my only concern with this one.
Concerns.
The colors on your fingers from erasing it.
It's gonna come with
Sort
an
of.
eraser.
The fact.
They have a little eraser
How many
thing,
how
like
many
a thimble.
colored pens do we have in this? Like how many? Because
Like 5, I think, at least.
4 or 5. I'm
yeah,
not sure.
think it's
because
5.
if
I don't remember.
I make a roll and we're all using those dice, right?
Yeah.
Are we all using the dice, or
I'm
are we
not
individually?
positive. I think it
'Cause
might be individually.
I was gonna say I was under the impression we rolled it and we all picked a color from that dice pool and then we did them.
Oh yeah. I think that
So
might
like
be
if
right.
I pick red and you pick red and you pick red and we only
Yeah.
have one red pen.
Yeah, but there might only be like 3 red spaces you're filling in, so it shouldn't take an hour to do that. You should be like,
I'm not saying that. I'm
here you
just
go.
saying convenience-wise, like with
Yeah.
any Roland Wright.
You're gonna
So-
add more pins.
When I
Buy
when
more
I play
copies.
a Roland Wright though, like I'm there, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, oh
Yeah.
God, what are we gonna do? And
Yeah,
like,
that's why we
it
won't give
takes
you the
me a
pin
while.
until you're ready. I played Gauntlet on Clever with her, like in person,
Yeah.
because we picked that up when we were there. And yeah, sometimes it's like I'm like, "Are you done?" She's like, "Nope." I'm like, "Cool, I'm gonna go make ramen." And I'm like, "Cool, I ate the
She
ramen. Are you
wants to
done?
win. Can
Are
you
you
blame
done?"
her?
She's like, "Got it. Maximize. I got 2 extra points." I'm like, "Nailed it."
yeah, talking to people, how rad Vincent says. I know it's like a really odd thing that happens. You
he's
know?
he's a good talking at people person.
Who?
You.
Me?
Remember you
So-
said when I'm talking to people?
Alan says.
I don't remember what I said.
Okay, guys. Alan says, but let's see here.
Oh,
My concern is
yellow.
about the
Yeah.
yellow dry erase markers. They don't
But
work
you could
very well.
replace that with markers you have that are orange or whatever, make it a little darker.
Yeah.
These are nitpicks. I
You
mean,
could go
these
with the
are pretty
magenta
small.
lizard. That's a color.
Oh.
Well, you say
And an animal.
you say they're nitpicks, but in actuality, it's like, when do you buy a game that you have to get extra stuff for to play?
D&D.
I was talking about
Magic
board
the
games.
Gathering. Do you want me to keep naming them?
Nah.
Champions of
That's
Midgard.
it.
We
Get out
bought
of my
promos
show.
She
for.
was convinced
Get
she'd
out of my
stumped us
show.
all,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you instantly had an answer.
Any Grey Fox game I
Those-
get promos for.
Those don't count.
Okay, promos don't count. My bad.
You know, I can't remember now if we all mark off of each roll or if I roll and mark and you roll and mark.
See, this is why we need the
rules
publishers
are
and
there.
designers and stuff like
well,
that. to come
Some
in
do.
here and talk
the
to us.
rules are there, but I just
'Cause we
don't
get
recall.
weird little things that come up like this, and like
Yeah.
Yeah, we're weird, so send us stuff so we
My-
can play it. I
My
guess.
concern with this is different than yours, but it's also what I like about it. So let me explain. It's
okay.
they've talked about how they've been
That's all the
developing
time we got
this.
for today. Beep.
They've been developing this for 2 years.
Right.
Okay.
They say, which I like, because that means it's not just, oh, roll and rights are popular, slap something out real quick. Like, clearly this is kind of a passion project for them. But I think that's the same reason why I'm a little concerned, because I feel like roll and rights are evolving, where they more and more have theme. This feels...
Roland Wrights are so hot right
This
now.
feels relatively themeless. Once again, it's just...
It's not
roll-
themeless though.
Yeah.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, see, because Ben knows you want to talk about getting extra stuff for the game. I've bought like broken tokens just to do stuff for Magic the Gathering, and then you want to talk about D&D. Like I've gotten so much crap for that.
So there are some really great, not necessarily dry erase pens,
There we
but more
go.
like a wet erase pen. And I'll try to go
Whoa.
ahead and take a picture of that for you guys. It's the same ones that Suzanne.
Don't
Yeah.
change up the
Uses, yeah.
viscosity. It's either
Yeah.
wet or dry.
Those are
not
really
both.
great. But it's like, am I going to have to get 4 packages of, $10 pens or something like that for everybody to
Just
use?
think like
or what?
just pretend like that's the deluxe version. The deluxe version comes with their own
extra
pins.
$40
Well,
worth of pens.
Jesus. Maybe just get 1 pack and then you can play, and that's enough
At least
red
one,
for everybody.
one extra pack would be, yeah. I mean,
Man.
and then honestly,
Hardcore.
that's like my only concern. I
You
love.
could use a normal black pen and just write red or blue or yellow.
You know what, Greg?
Hey,
You're out.
look at that. I solved it.
Well, she doesn't.
That is
She
not as
doesn't want
pretty.
it solved.
That is not as pretty as established in the game previously. Okay, it's
Yikes.
not as cool
That was
looking.
the best
That's it, I'm done.
response. You know
I'm done
what,
from
Greg?
here.
So you seem very like
Let's-
meh on this game because of this pen issue.
I want a full game. I want a full game.
Wow.
It's
And-
a full game still. Just
Well,
because you're upset because you
know.
can't mark at the
She
same
just,
time.
she just never
She
went
wants
to
to-
kindergarten where they
Here's
teach
the
you to
deal.
share.
I'm gonna
She-
bring my
this is
own
true.
pens. I'm gonna bring my own
This
pens
is
with
true.
me,
Did
and
she
I'll be
like
like,
skip kindergarten?
No.
none
the
of you
truth
use my
is,
pens.
So
None of
colored
you.
pencils. One time I was using some colored pencils. She came home. She's like, "Are those my colored pencils?" I'm like, "We're married." She goes, "But those ones are mine." And I was like, "Okay."
You're like, have you ever
them
heard
back?"
sharing is caring?
I was like, "Have them back," and she was super upset about
No,
it.
this is it. Whenever I share, somebody uses something wrong, and it's not happening.
Jesus.
you didn't leave the pencil sharp enough afterwards.
I don't know. Let's move on.
She's got some issues here. We
A
need
little
to
bit.
we need to get
Let's
her
talk
into
about-
therapy about her sharing.
We've got Alan here. Why don't we talk about Thrive next?
Okay, yeah. So We have Adam from Adam's Apple Games with Thrive here, popping in to see if we have any questions about the game or the Kickstarter.
Let's talk about
Thank
it.
you so much for joining
I
us,
have so many
Alan.
questions.
Yeah, we'll do Thrive next. Let's finish up this one here really quick with the Roland Wright.
We got to ask if people would back it or not.
Yes. Greg, would you back this game?
This is, I'm likely to back it. There's another one that's
Likely.
like the one I most want, but this one is like second place for me out of this batch this week.
Second place. Second place for you. Okay.
Out of these 4, yeah.
Okay. And then DrGloryHogg, would you back this?
I don't think it matters. I think you're just going to do what you want with this one. I'm okay with it. I'm not against it, but that's how I feel with all Roland Wrights. I'm okay with it. It takes
It's
me
not
playing
your
it
favorite
to
genre, really.
Yeah, like Anshan Clever surprised me. Welcome to surprise me. For the most part, I'm kind of like lukewarm with Roland Wrights,
Yeah.
and then it takes playing them to go like, okay, I like this Roland Wright more than that one, but there's still never a game I'm going to personally rip off the shelf and be like, yo, guys, we got to play this game where we do math, roll dice, and color some stuff in.
Oh, yeah.
Never gonna do
that
it.
sounds like
I'm
my
never gonna
type
be
of
that guy.
game. Let's
Nope.
do some math.
I'm more the type of guy like, let's get out some minis, roll some dice at each other until somebody cries.
That's why I backed Lovelace and Babbage, right? Because it's math time.
Ugh, gross.
Oh, I'm excited for that one. When does that show up?
I don't know. Hopefully soon. So I'm going to say I'd back this one despite the
You guys need to go
pen
back to
issue.
school. You guys are so bored.
I really enjoy the mechanics of this game and how you are having to sacrifice those parts of your board and stuff as you're
The
playing.
part's interesting.
Yeah, so I would really like to see the push and pull of that all into scope and everything, and that's exciting. I love the colors too. It's super colorful. It makes people, it's a roll and write. You walk by and you go, what is that? Like, let me stop and look at it and see what's happening here, you know?
Because that happens all the time. You're just walking along. Is that a Roland Wright? Oh, my
Mhm.
God. Put your baby down. I got to check this out. Shut up, you. I'm checking out a Roland Wright.
So next up we have Thrive by Adam's Apple Games. This is for 2 players. It lasts about 30 minutes. And for this one here, it is like, it's chess-like in the fact that you are moving pieces around a board.
Okay.
And whenever you put these pegs in the holes of your little lotuses,
I'm with
those
Eminem.
are going to be the movements that those lotuses can make. So, I mean, you can make all sorts of movements and make
Customizable.
yeah, exactly. You can make that customizable
It's harder
thing.
than chess because of
It's-
that, though. Because you have to,
right.
like, you can make your own moves. You're like, I want this guy
Right.
to be a knight and a bishop. Wah!
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like that
Everybody's
makes
a
it.
queen. Queen me.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
That's tough.
A whole team of queens.
You would win, I would imagine. I don't. I
Well-
feel like this is a game that will set me up for failure because I'm gonna go all in on one piece, and then she's just gonna be like, "How?" And I'm like, "Ah."
Great,
Take
I've got an
that.
army of pawns left.
Yeah, I'm
Do
just
some
gonna
of
die
that.
now. I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen.
I have 2 and 3, 2 or 3 roll and rights. That's enough for me, MM. Well, it's not enough for me. Sorry.
I'm with
I need
you.
more of those roll and rights. So,
Me and Eminem.
with this one here,
Suddenly I'm craving some
love-
chocolate-covered... Oh, what?
I love the fact that not only are you thinking of your
Hey,
pieces'
puppy.
movements across the board, you're also thinking progressively, how am I going to trap somebody with putting a peg in there on my next movement on the board? So then I immediately
liked it, you should've
threaten
put a
them
peg
on
on
this
it.
next movement. So like this is 100% my type of game
Hey, there's Adam.
where I'm thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead in this game, trying to play this game and take people out. Programmable chess. I love that term right there. It is exactly like
Yeah, okay,
programmable
that's fair.
chess. Yeah.
And that's exactly for all the reasons why she mentioned is why I'm
Customizable.
100% out. And that's not because it won't be a good game. It's because I don't enjoy chess. And you guys can at me all you want.
That's
I'm
true.
glad we've moved on to things that are more thematic, has more like luck and strategy
But
involved.
what
It's
do you
different.
think of the other sort of like chess games that have come out recently, like the Duke or Onitama, or
I'll-
have you played any of those?
Yes, I play them, but like I play them when she kind of makes me whenever it's new, and then I'm like, but I never will go play it on my own.
It rarely
I'm coming
becomes
to
a
your
staple,
house-
right?
Yeah, if I'm coming to your house, I'm gonna bring like dice thrown. I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring like something for me that's
A little more
exciting.
thematic, a little more.
Yeah, and that's just not it for me. I mean, it's just
Well, that's always my concern with these. It's like chess, but games is it always feels like they're kind of fun and fresh at first, but they never become like my go-to game. They're always like, oh, that's cool. I like what they've done here, but they never become like a staple in
think
my
that-
you gotta be
gaming.
like the right person for it, because I know she'll play it, and my daughter will play it a ton. She'd play it with her
Yeah.
her engineer friends. It's just, you know, we're just not
It's
engineers.
for it's for the right type of person.
Well,
For-
I
and
do like good abstracts, and I and I do like
For not
games
being
that force you to think ahead. But I'm always concerned that there's only so much shelf life with
Here's
these kinds
the thing
of games.
too. So people who play chess all the time or who go to tournaments and stuff like that, I always recommend that they play other chess-like games like this because it gets them in this sort of abstract mind process where they're watching movements, they're watching the board, but they may start thinking about things in different ways. So then when they go back to
The chess whisperer.
chess, and play an actual chess game, they might have
I just imagine someone with like their little piece
like a better
whispering
peripheral
into its
things.
ear.
They might have
Okay,
more
knight,
ideas on
make me
how to
proud.
trick their opponents for things.
They're
and
looking at their
capture
bishops
things.
and they're like, thrive, you little bishop.
well, it's a way
thrive."
to exercise those skills without playing
Who's
chess
the queen?
all the time.
You're the queen. Everyone fears you. Now go wreak havoc.
You may
Be
look like a
free.
Go, my
pawn,
child,
but you're
go.
really a rook. Now go out there and destroy.
As far as the
chess
theme goes for
whisperer.
this here, like they did a really beautiful job on these pieces.
It's
and
really
the boards,
cool.
I love how they incorporated the theme in
I
here.
love how
It
everybody's
looks
with me.
beautiful.
3 Roland Wrights, that's plenty.
3 rolling
I like
rights.
looking at chess, but I don't want to play it. I'm loving our viewers right now.
Well,
Team GloryHogg.
I really liked this. I thought it
Hashtag
was
Team
excellent.
GloryHogg. Hashtag Gloryhound's overrated.
Oh, dang.
Hashtag I messed up.
Hashtag sleeping on the couch.
Oh my god.
Hashtag I think you're right.
This
Hashtag
is
can I
one.
spend the night at your house?
Now, if anybody has any
Hashtag our
questions
couch is comfortable.
that they want answered, make sure to go ahead and leave them in the comments, okay?
I do think it's going to be interesting. I just think for me that you will very quickly overwhelm me in this game to the point where because spatial awareness is not
Aw,
my thing. And
yeah.
that, to be fair, that's the one thing I am horrible at. I mean, I joined the army and they were like, you can do anything but be a mechanic. That's the one thing you can't do. You can do bombs, no mechanics. Like none of that. You can be military intelligence, but you cannot work on a Jeep. Fine.
I think for what you're getting in this too, what pills are the guys on? Always.
We're not
always
on any
been
It's
pills.
sorry.
Friday.
We
What-
took
what
pills.
else do we
How
need?
amazing would that be?
I
I'd
think
be like, bum, 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 bum.
I think the price for this game too is really great. $35, and you're getting all those little plastic pieces in it, and you're getting the pegs and stuff like that. Like they did a really
Nice.
good job with tying the price together with what they're offering and making some interesting mechanics that are kind of built on that base game of a very classic game chess, which a ton of people still play.
It's going to
you
be
know?
super accessible too with the pricing. And he's saying that a lot of people at Gamma liked it. I think it's perfect
Yeah.
for a retail store. And I think it's fine for this either. I'm just letting you know personally, spatial awareness is not my thing. And I just get overwhelmed. She'll just beat me. And so it won't be fun for me because I won't feel competitive. I don't mind losing, but I have to feel competitive. I won't in this game. So it's a no for me.
The glory
But-
You're in the
doghouse.
you're in the glory doghouse.
It's a no for me, but it's 100% a yes for her. I'm pretty sure she'll back
Yeah.
this. I'm
so
just guessing.
Adam is saying they were at Gamma this week, and he couldn't count on his hands and toes the number of retailers that really loved Thrive. I personally think Thrive is going to be super excellent, like right on that scale with Onitama and stuff like that. Except Onitama, you have limited choices. Really, you have
this
you're
one you
limited
get to
by the
build your
cards.
pieces.
Yeah, this has so much replayability, and the fact that you are literally building your pieces differently
Do you think-
every single
Do you
time
think there'll
you
be
play
like
this
an
game.
AP issue with that though, with like too much choice?
Not for this guy. I'm all,
You're just gonna play by the seat of your pants.
I don't know on that because I think that
This feels like a
I mean, I
try
don't
before you
know.
buy for me. I think it
Yeah.
has potential to be amazing, but for an abstract game at 35, which is a good price for most games, but for an abstract game, it's not free. And like I said, I think with abstract games, they often kind of wear out their
hey,
their
Greg,
welcome
most
quickly.
games are not free. I'm letting you know ahead of time. If you
What?
thought
he got a free pack of bicycle playing cards.
I
And now
never
he's
got
Mr. Big
the
Shot.
memo.
like most games,
No,
just
but-
not free.
No,
So
but
we're
like
all-
when you look at like the other games like this, like Onitama and the Duke, they're like a lot cheaper than this.
What were
is
they,
all
like
I'm saying.
25 or something?
I don't know. What do you want me to Google prices?
Yeah, but like
But you bring them up. so.
Onitama is like a board like this with
No, I know.
4 different rows. You're
Which
getting
had a-
you're getting 12 of the
I just want to try it first.
pegged
I
base
want to see if this really
pieces.
feels like something that's going to have legs, and I'm going to play it
Yeah.
for a long time to come. You
I'm,
know.
I'm gonna
This will get a lot of play at our house, just not when I'm playing.
Yeah, I
just
was gonna
know
say.
She'll play with a lot of people, but it just won't be one that I'll be excited to play.
This is a game that I'm going to play
I
with
don't
my
play chess
kid
either.
who is in chess club, and it's going to help her thrive
Oh
in chess,
no.
as well as be something interesting for us to play so we're not playing the same sort of chess game over and over again. Because I love chess, but
What
like
did we
I don't
say?
like
I think I
playing
said try before you buy.
Oh, Greg said try before you
Chess.
buy.
all the time,
I
every
forgot I
single
had a
day. We play other
catchphase.
games.
That's
I-
the bad part. He doesn't know it's his
Try
catchphrase.
before
I
you
do-
buy. That's
Try
right.
before
I
I
do-
buy.
Everybody take a drink. He said it.
You guys are going to be so wasted by the end of this. No, I
Oh,
do.
look at that. Adam just See, this is why Adam's smart. That's why he made this game. Because look at him. He's just like,
Oh, there we
MSRP
go.
is
And then he
30
looks that
bucks,
up and he's
the
like,
Duke is 40.
I got the Duke at like a
What
Barnes
about
and Barnes
that?
and Noble half off
Greg,
sale.
we know you're cheap.
Oh, God.
We know you're cheap and you're looking for free games.
So
We
here's
know.
the thing.
Oh, my
Here's the
God.
thing, though. After hearing the Gamma buzz, I know some people went to Gamma. I want to hear them say what they think of it, because I'm actually really glad to hear that. Because I remember when I went to Gamma last year, the stuff that was getting buzz was like the mind and stuff that really like had legs
took
and
off,
lasted.
yeah.
So that's actually really good info, and that makes me more interested in trying
One of
this
the local
Okay.
game stores here was talking about the buzz around trekking the parks, and I'm like, that game's been out for 2 years. and Charlie's local. We game with him sometimes, and I was just like surprised. I'm
Did
like,
they
you're just
really?
now hearing about it?
How are you not?
Yeah, it was the board game store that we don't generally talk about, but they're like,
Oh, okay.
this is so
Oh, my
exciting. We're gonna have to get a
God.
bunch of copies of it. And I'm like, it's been here for years.
We can't
Maybe it's
talk
been
about
3
them. We
years.
can't talk about
Well,
them.
I don't feel like
I'm a bargain buyer too. Adam
Yeah,
said.
Adam.
Oh, everybody's a bargain buyer. if
cheap
they
people
can.
unite.
Well, maybe that's why he made his game a reasonable price.
Oh,
Well, I think I just got shut down. No,
No.
I'm going to
All
ask
right.
my friends who went to Gamma, see what they think of it. If they're as excited as it seems like
everybody else,
everyone
yes.
else is, then I might be in on this one, because
Yeah.
I do love a good abstract.
Okay.
I play Glucks a ton. I mean, there's been a few that have
Nobody wants
really
to hear about
lasted.
your X abstracts that you don't play anymore.
No, I do play that one. That's what I'm saying. There's some
Dr.
that
Glory
have
Hog, would
lasted.
you back this?
Pass for me, but this abstract games are not really my thing. I don't really enjoy them a bunch.
Right.
I'm all about the theme, baby.
Yeah.
Tidal blades.
I am 100% in
I don't
this
even know
Is
what
game.
that the symbol for
Tidal blade.
title?
It's a trident, right?
I think
You're
that
a
it's.
trident.
I think
Know
that
what
it's
I'm
a
doing.
really great game that built off of a very base chess like
What
idea
are we
to it.
on?
I love the pieces to it.
Lunch
I
break?
love the theme to it. I mean, I want to play this game right now because I want to go through that process of
See,
having
I don't even have
think.
to be all in. She's all in.
Well, I want to go through the process of having to think, 12 steps ahead to how I'm going to get my opponent off the board for this, because I have to line up not only my pieces but also my movements in the right time, and like there's just so much to it there. I think that it's like a very deep pool of water. You throw a stone into it and it just keeps going down.
There's
Well,
a
see what she
100%
did there? It's
yeah,
a pond.
I know, she is.
I know, I'm like all over it
This is
today,
100%
right?
Does
why
she
I
have
joined-
notes written
Boom.
somewhere?
No.
They're like on her
Boom.
arm.
This is 100% why I joined the infantry, though. I don't want to sit and think about something for like 8 years. I want to act. I want to move. I want
wanna
to do
just
something. I
pull
want to
the trigger.
accomplish stuff.
And thank you so much for Adam from Adam's Apple Games joining us today. If you guys have any more questions about Thrive, make sure to leave them in the comments, and he should be able to answer
It's
some of
definitely
those
a safe
for you.
buy
Okay?
if you like chess.
I'm excited to try this one.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we have Iwari.
Oh, whoa.
Now this is by actually Thundergriff Games. The Gate on Gate Games is the Italian person who's going to have that out there. So this is for 1 to 5 players. It lasts about 45 minutes. My favorite quote from this was what is it? It's prolific area control is what this game is, which is people having babies to make a bigger area of control for people.
Have you seen those tents?
Putting
They
down
look
tents.
cozy.
So many tents, guys.
Hey, you spend time in a tent, you make babies.
If the tents are rocking, no come a knocking.
There's a reason why tents zip up. Zip. So you can zip down.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, and Adam is,
What is
he
this
says he's
thing
backing
rated?
the Roland Wright and Iwari himself. Well, thank
See
you.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
There
Because we
was
get a 5%. No, we don't. I'm just kidding.
There was a great lineup of games this week.
They-
Like, this
yeah,
is going to be a
kinda
tough
was.
week.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. I actually
Yeah.
picked the games this week. She approved
This
them,
might
but
be
I
the
picked them.
best batch yet. No, I'm
Is
just kidding.
it?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, so first impressions of this game.
Well, the first thing I did was clicked on the other things created by this person thing. And
Oh,
I,
yeah.
And I was like, uh-oh, I've played one of these.
Yeah.
Which was it?
It's the Tao Long thing, the dragon.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's
Talon.
right. That's right.
Oh, which she
yeah,
likes.
I like Talon.
I was a little like, yeah, that one didn't blow me away. So I was at first very like, okay,
Reluctant,
back
yeah.
away slowly. But then
but then.
I saw who the designer was.
Oh.
Who's the designer?
And
Tell
I can
me.
never say his name right. Michael Schott or Shocked or something like that.
Whisper it to me.
Michael Shocked.
God, good night. And that was the last time I ever heard out of that ear.
So this is the guy who did.
Yeah, it is a bad week for the Glory Doghouse finances. That's 100% true,
This is
Alan.
the guy who did Coloretto, Zularetto, Mondo, Hansa, Aquaretto. He's
Oh.
got pages and
You
pages of
love
games.
those games.
But
like all those.
I mean, these are Spiel des Jahres winners.
Okay.
And then Mondo, which is like one of my like top 5 all-time real-time games. So once I saw that designer, I'm like, whatever, I'm in. I mean, once I looked at what the game was, and I was more and more excited the more I looked at it. But with that designer attached to it, I was so in with this
Do you
one.
want to know where I was with first thoughts? I looked at this game and I'm like, this is freaking amazing. I can't wait to back this. And then I realized this is an area control game. I actually don't like these.
Oh, no, that's a selling point
No,
for
so
me.
here's the thing. The
Yeah.
only area control game I like is Blood Rage, but I cry every time because I've never won. And I liked the, what's the one that
Have
we
you
play
played
with you all the time?
Ethnos?
Yeah.
I like that one too, but she
This-
beat us. She lapped us on that one. She went over our pieces
Well, it's
when
not
she
our
taught
fault
it
you
to us.
suck.
What's the other one that you showed me? With,
Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, I like Blue
So
Lagoon.
this one reminds me of those two
So
games.
here's
This
the
kind of
thing, though.
stripped down
I
area
love
control.
the idea of area control games. I think
Yeah.
I just get spanked so bad in them that I'm like, ugh, ugh. Once again, I like to feel competitive. If I don't feel like I could ever win a game, I tend to not want to play it.
When you played Blue Lagoon, you did fine,
I
right?
think, yeah, I think I got second. I might
Yeah.
have won once.
I don't remember.
I know.
That
I wish
doesn't
I
sound
tracked
right.
it. That doesn't sound right. I might have beat you guys because you guys were not paying attention to me. You
But
guys were
I like
clashing.
these kind of stripped down area control
Yeah.
games where, like through the deserts like that, like it feels kind of Kinesia-ish. And knowing this guy's other designs, his designs are not bloated. They're just good games
Well, I
that
did
get
like-
right to the theme.
You know, you got to have like your different kind of totems
It
and
looks
then
cool,
and the
too, with
pieces,
the
and you can
totems.
like
Yeah.
tie and
So
and the
controlling
art
areas.
in this is beautiful too.
I like how they did the point scoring system in this with the area control and the totems that you were talking about,
Yeah.
where you can only have as many totems in there as you have area control pieces and
Yeah.
stuff, and how like not only is this just like okay spread out and expand, but also like those totems in the middle and stuff like that, you're competing, you're having to like split what you're doing. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
I need area control over here, but I also have to pay attention to what's happening in places I already have area
But it
control.
also
Right.
sounds like if you're fighting someone for an area that like they score based off of the pieces that are in
yeah,
there. And
that
so
you have.
to be
so
very
like, you're like, wait a
confident
second.
when you go into fight that you can maybe take this, because
Yeah.
if not, you're just handing points to your opponent. Those kinds of very simple choices that are gonna like, oh, you have to really like, oh, what am I gonna
figure
do?
out exactly.
Plus,
where you're
That's
supposed to-
that's where that's my sweet spot with
This
gaming.
is a double-sided map too, because it has like the more
Yes.
constricted
Yeah.
side and then the more
Yes,
open side
which I
with
thought
bigger
was
territories.
very cool as well.
So Michael says anything like Rise
haven't played
of the
that one.
Tribes. We have not
that's
played
one
that
that is on my radar that I want to try.
We are going to get to play this though.
This one?
Yeah, they're going to send it to us, so we can go ahead and
So we got a
play
follow-up.
through, and then we're going to do a follow-up of this, guys.
Okay, I'm
so
excited because I love
yeah.
this designer.
I also think the art in this game is fantastic.
It's
I
beautiful.
originally looked at this and I was like, wow, like
Yeah.
this looks so amazing.
And the
Scroll down,
stretch-
show
the
some
s-
art.
The stretch goals are good too. Like it's adding things to the actual game.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't like the art on the map. Like it's very easy to see the colors and stuff
Oh,
like
I
that,
liked
but I
it.
wish they would have added like
Yeah,
a little
it's-
bit of
it's
like
simple.
foliage or trees. You know what I'm saying? Like some
But
little
is it
mountains
is
or
it
something.
worse than
I don't know.
Ethnos?
I could go pull some grass out
It's
and
not.
throw it on
It's
the board
not
for
worse
you.
than worth.
Because
than
Ethnos' map is kind of
Yeah.
garbage looking
Those
too.
screen-
and it's
Yeah.
kind of harder to tell.
I
what's
love
going
the
on.
Yeah, the silk
tents.
screen tents are super
So here's the thing
cute.
that I never thought about until we kind of
Super
hung out
cute.
with Derek Funkhauser. Color blindness or
Yeah.
being color weak, the tents being
Yes.
different
super
shapes
important, guys.
makes it so that somebody who is
Oh,
a little
sure,
bit
sure.
struggles with that can really tell where things are at. And I think that's so important and so many designers forget about it because I don't think about it because I'm not
It's something
colorblind.
that game designers more and more
They're-
are
it's coming
addressing,
more and more to mind,
thankfully.
So
yeah.
every time I see it, I think about that now. I'm like, oh wow, these tents are different
Look
shapes.
at this
so
card
you
art,
could not
though.
see
bigger
color. and do it.
totems.
Plus, I mean, technically, even if you couldn't see it all, you could feel the different shapes of the tents and kind of know where your tents are.
yeah, we'll
still need
definitely
help,
we'll-
but-
Magenta. We'll
Play it
definitely do
by-
a
by
playthrough of
Braille?
it. Yeah.
that
Got to
what you're
You'd have to have someone help you tell you the different segments, but you could play it by just actually feeling
So
the pieces.
Ben says he got to play a preview copy of this and it was beautiful and he got crushed. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Ben.
This is the one I'm
I don't know
most
if there's
excited
any,
about.
I don't know if
of
there's
the
any.
four.
I don't see. I need to play a game like this with Ben to decide like.
If you
So-
feel like you're
the-
good
in
at
the
the game,
same-
that's gonna
right.
be good. So you're like on the same level, like
yeah,
here.
because maybe
yeah.
me and Ben should be playing these games together. Like I'm coming to California, Ben. We're playing this. We'll play your prototype. We're done.
Yeah,
we're done.
the card art on this is really pretty, and I like the fact that you cannot just invade a certain area, like, or I guess prolifically invade a certain area.
She loves
have-
that word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to use your
think
card.
she
Well,
means-
it's
I think
tents.
she- I
You're
think she
pitching a tent in there.
I think
yeah.
she thinks it means procreate.
It doesn't.
I know.
So I like the fact that using those cards, and if you have the right color card, you can go right in there. But if you don't,
Wild
like
card,
you're having,
baby.
yeah, you're having to expend more of your cards for
I need
that.
more hand
so
signals. This is also wingspan, and
it makes it
Let
better.
the woman talk.
Well, it makes it better than just going in there and going, all right, I'm going to take over this area or I'm going to take over that area and just going wherever you want. You know, like
Yeah.
it limits
Magenta
you a little
Lizards
bit. You know,
also invited to my We're Bad at
It's-
Area Control Games game.
It's going to make it kind of tactical based off of the cards you have.
Right.
But you can always choose to use them like as a wild or whatever.
Right.
But I could see someone going, well, instead of burning that many cards, I'm just going to
maybe I'll
kind of
just do
roll
this,
with how
yeah.
the cards are kind of
Maybe I'll-
dictating
Yeah,
me.
and then
Yeah.
have like a power turn where you're kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go here, then here, then here, then here,
Yeah.
and then like come out of nowhere, which is kind of how the only way I can win in these games is to surprise people at the end. Like, surprise! I'm here. I'm playing Blue Lagoon 2, guys. Did I win?
Oh, yeah. I forgot you were playing.
look at that metal coin.
Look at
That's
that.
really
Oh,
pretty.
oh
Ooh,
my.
The middle almost looks like the Death Star.
I kind of just want that backpack.
pretty.
Like, I know that's just art, but I just
That's
want them
just
to send me
art.
the backpack so I can put my game in it and carry it around.
Just get a regular backpack and paint it that way.
You can't paint a
Yeah,
backpack.
they're
Sure,
offering.
why not? You can
They're
paint
offering
anything.
a lot of really great pieces.
It's even got a
in this game.
soundtrack.
Yeah,
I
I
think that
haven't
was
seen a
pretty
game that's
legit.
come with a DVD
In
or
a
a CD in a
while.
while.
like the Flying Frog game or
Yeah.
the Zombie 15.
Like
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that was
Last
neat.
Night on Earth or something.
But that was
Zombie
needed.
15 was
yeah.
another one? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this?
I'm a big
Question:
fan.
if I do move out your way, will I need a spare room for Greg to try all our games?
Probably.
Absolutely. So then would. Oh, here's the other map section here. Okay.
Yeah, so it does look
Oh,
like...
I really like that map there better because
So
that's
this-
like it limits not only you to the cards but also the specific areas that you can go to because it's not like you can expand just everywhere there.
But this is with the deluxe only, right? Or is this in the base game?
Is that the second side,
deluxe
or
edition.
is that an
It's a
additional
deluxe
board?
edition board on that.
So is that a third board you can potentially get if you back at the right
well,
level?
and isn't the deluxe
It says
board
a
also
special game
double-sided
board.
too? Maybe.
I think so.
Oh, that'd be
I don't know.
fantastic.
They got such cool pieces.
But
Oh,
it
the purple
adds-
ones.
Yeah. She's sold now.
What the hell, guys?
Void Ruins.
When did this happen? I don't remember seeing this when I
You
looked
gotta
at
scroll
it.
to the bottom.
I don't remember seeing this when I looked at
And
it.
I like your tents too. They're kind of cool looking.
Right? Ooh, okay.
The ruins. Look at this art.
The art is so cool, and they have a solo mode.
Solo mode.
Yeah,
Which,
they have solo
I
mode.
mean, it's always funny.
Doesn't
we always,
matter to me, but I'm
we-
glad that they included it
We
for
always
people.
get excited about solo mode, but we've played like 2 games ever.
You
solo
know what
mode.
though? Wingspan changed my thoughts about solo mode
How so?
with that. Yeah, because I was like, oh, why are you gonna play solo mode with just yourself? Like, I'm not a big fan of that.
Me neither.
And then I played the Wingspan solo mode, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, it creates like this tension in my gameplay, and it clears everything off really well.
You can play
and
Roland
when I-
Wrights
when I
really
did
well,
that-
solo mode, because you do those.
Yeah, I do
Because
Roland
Gauntlet Clever
Wrights.
is like you versus the whole world.
But
like,
not
I gotta
like
score better
You're
an
than
gonna be like, you
actual
can play Thrive
board.
solo. You don't have
Not
to.
like an actual board.
Thrive solo.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go play the Scythe one now. I'm like, go play that. I don't know.
The Automon Scythe.
I'm
You
a,
could just play.
Two new maps.
So
it says two
I
new
swear to God,
maps.
hey, as you guys are all
So
my
4
witnesses,
total.
if she
wants the
goes,
book bag.
if she goes and plays Scythe by herself and doesn't play with me, I'm out of this house. Because that
You're
game,
like, I'm here. I'll play it with you.
I was the super supporter of that, and
No,
then she passed
solo
on it. She
mode.
was like, "No, we're not getting it. We don't have the finances.
she just
it's
plays
not
it
the
by
right time." She
herself.
goes, "I don't think I like it enough." Then she got to play it first with Game Boy Geek and you guys, and then she was like, "This is amazing." And then she played like 2 or 3 more times, and then she finally taught it to me. And then we've only played it like twice together.
Oh, that's
I've played it more with
hilarious.
you guys than anybody else.
I have.
It's
I've played
killing
it
me.
more with other people.
It's killing
Sorry,
me. She's like,
I'm
"Oh, I'm gonna
sorry.
go to all women's game, and I'm bringing Scythe with me." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm just
I've
gonna."
taught Scythe like.
like, just the word. Like, I love that game, and I never get to
look
play
at
it.
the little mountain meeples
Maybe you
too.
need to play it solo.
All right.
I have it on Steam already, and I played it that way.
There you
What's
go.
the
Not-
price?
Not as much
Wait a
fun
second.
now.
What's the price on this game? All right. So
I don't
$10
remember.
bucks.
I don't remember.
So the base cost
you
is
say 10
$45.
bucks?
Yeah.
No, the
I thought it was 60 something if you went
if
deluxe.
you want the
It
deluxe
is.
one, this is okay, guys. This is one where you need to go deluxe on this, guys, because
Yeah, guys, spend
that's
your money.
probably why their freaking money here is so crazy.
well,
Because
look at
like
the
6
to get
4,400
all
go.
of those
backers.
things, like, oh, yeah, you
6
gotta,
days
you
to
gotta
go.
go deluxe on this, man.
6 days to go.
6 days left. All right.
$68. It's like
68
another.
bucks. That's the deluxe.
It's like what, another $20.
I love
basically.
area control games, guys. Like,
She does. 'cause
all
she's
these
good
are
at
like
'em.
right in my wheelhouse. This is gonna be a tough week for me. Okay.
This is the one I'm most excited about.
This week
This
we're
is the
gonna
one
have to.
you're
Because
most
of that
excited
designer.
about.
Absolutely.
This is the week that we're gonna have to sit down and discuss. Like, okay, which one are you getting? We'll
We
get
need
the
a
other.
plan.
Yeah, this is gonna
okay.
be.
First off, let's
I could
do.
see us picking up all 4 of these in some combination.
Would you back that, Greg?
Yeah, I'm in on this one. This is the one I'm most excited about.
Okay. Dr. Gloryhogg.
I'm 50-50. Like I definitely want to play it first, but I
Just
wouldn't
don't
be,
look at the price.
but I don't want to like.
I like your style, Alan.
I like the idea of this game. I just would
Alan's a
have to see
baller.
it in person. I can't. If
You're
it's
gonna see it in person.
If it's another Yellow and
so-
Yangtze's, I'm out because you guys destroyed me in that game. That game made me want
Alright.
to quit gaming.
As of right now,
Got
I'm gonna
Wow.
beat
say
so bad.
I'm in on this. I'm gonna go deluxe because there's just too much amazing stuff in here. This is why you go deluxe on Kickstarter campaigns and stuff like this, is because they have amazing, awesome like Kickstarter rewards and exclusive things and all sorts of cool stuff. I want those extra boards and stuff because with area control games and stuff like that, nothing
New maps.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Nothing
cool.
does the game justice than making a new board for that, and then like boom, your game is like completely changed on that.
Because you could fall into
So
certain
exciting.
patterns if you always play
Yeah.
on the same board.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Optimal plays.
It's like Risk. You're like, we always start in
Australia.
Australia.
Foster's Australian.
If you have
for
another
beer.
game or another game board, you don't have that issue. So, yes, I'm going to say I'm all in on this. We're going to get the game. We're going to play it. Maybe we'll do
Oh, I'm
it
so
live or
excited to hear
record
you're
it or
getting the game.
something.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll do something so you
So you
guys
don't
can
have to
see
buy
the
it?
play through.
Well,
okay?
there.
But yeah, I'm going to say I'm all in on this. Yeah.
Nice.
We've looked at Mothership, but that would probably go into a future show based off how
Future
much
show?
time is left. Yep.
Yeah. What is it?
Mothership.
How many days left on that
18
one?
days. Yeah, we can only do games so many days out, because I have to prep all the shows and everything for Dice Tower. So I'm looking at things like on Monday, and then we do our shows on Fridays.
Is-
or
is-
sometimes I'm looking at them the previous Friday, guys. So
Is
like,
Magenta Lizard
there's
paid off
only so
by
much I
Big
can do.
Mothership?
Maybe.
Is Magenta Lizard getting a little cut to bring up Mothership on the live
Maybe.
show?
all right,
Maybe.
guys. So, what was your favorite game that you saw this week? Because
oh,
there's like a
it's a
ton
good-
of
it's a good
amazing
batch.
games to choose from this
Yeah. What's
week.
your number one?
It's Iwari for sure.
Iwari?
That's because of that designer. I just know he's a good designer.
Okay.
You always do follow, which I like. You always kind of like follow the designers. You're like, I know,
Yeah.
I like this.
Well,
designer.
and that's why I like
I mean,
having
literally,
all of us
Spiel
there.
des Jahres winner. I mean, this isn't like a nominee. He like won with Zularetto.
Well, and that's why I like having all
Oh,
of us here to
fancy.
comment on
Yeah.
everything because each one of us has a completely different taste in
Sure,
games.
sure.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
tell
play
you what
games
we
to have
like,
fun, not do math.
and as well as like each of us have a particular
Oh my.
expertise. In,
Well, and I
in
like
games.
these kinds
Yeah.
of games. This is right up my alley. Blue
Right.
Lagoon, those kinds of games that we were comparing it to. It's funny that you brought that up because that's the first thing I thought too. This is similar like Blue Lagoon and some of these like
Yeah.
lighter,
If it's
more
like Blue
stripped
Lagoon, I
down
like it.
area
If it's yellow,
control
if
games.
it's like Yellow Yangtze's, I won't.
Okay.
It's a very fine line there.
Dr. Gloryhogg, what are you most excited about?
Oh,
this
Paladins
week?
for sure.
The Paladins
Yeah.
one.
Because I liked Architects, and so I feel like Paladins is just like kind of increasing the things I liked about Architects, and I just love the idea of games in a series. So I feel like they like need to be played together, and I like that idea of it, like a
Okay.
progression, a
You have, like,
campaign
a
without a
game day.
campaign.
Of being in the West
Yeah.
Kingdoms. West Kingdoms gang
Besides,
day.
Paladins are like my bros, man. Paladins are like the infantry of back in the day.
That's true. That's true.
We're brothers in arms.
I think that I'm
Magenta Lizard claims they're not affiliated with anyone. I
Just-
don't know.
just a board
Just a board
game
game geek.
geek.
Are they affiliated with Board Game
Oh,
Geek?
look at that. They're getting paid off
Oh.
to plug Board Game Geek. I'm going to do a background check on Magenta Lizard. Hold on.
Vincent says you were missed on the last show when we were talking about Dice Tower. That
Yeah,
was,
he had other
I had
work
to work
stuff too.
again.
Yeah.
I keep having to work.
So with
I have to be able to pay for these games. I have to work.
that's true. With this particular lineup, I am still torn, guys. Like, I don't know which one's my favorite because I'm really excited about all of them. So Alan says,
Alan agrees with me.
yeah,
Smart
his
guy.
favorite out of the 4 of these was Iwari, hands down. But he liked the Paladins Architects combo. That's a solid back pre-order for me. Roland Wright. I'm likely to go in, waiting to see how the campaign
Yeah.
runs.
I think
yeah.
Roland Wright's number 2 for me.
For
It's a tough one.
for the strategic gamers, I mean, you have your area control game, you have your like odd roll and write where you're racing and doing things like that. You have your chess-like game, and then you have your Euro game. Like this is like so tough for me right now.
You
So
can't pick a
tough.
favorite?
I don't think I can this
You
week,
have to.
guys. I don't know.
Okay, ready?
Pick one.
Catch, take it back to. Oh, just let it go.
Okay,
Magma.
okay.
Thrive. That's your game.
Thrive.
How do you feel about it? Are you excited?
I assumed it would be Thrive, honestly.
Well, like if I choose one, I always feel bad about the other ones because like I
Well,
really
rank
like
'em.
all
They've
of
already
them.
been
Okay,
messaged.
okay.
So you
I'll try
like
to
them
rank
all. Let's just assume you like them all.
Right.
But let's like even if we're just splitting hairs.
Also, just
rank 'em.
remember if
Alright.
he's doing Iwari, right, and I'm already all in on Paladins, you can pick one of the other two and be okay. and then you're not
But-
sending it to anybody.
Yeah, but let's pretend like you're not, like you don't have access to any of these. You're one of our watchers. You know,
All
you're
right.
one of the viewers.
Okay, I'm gonna rank
and
them.
you're gonna rank them.
I'm gonna
You
rank
got
'em.
$60.
I
That's
love
it.
putting her on the
All
spot. This is great.
Yeah. So ranking wise,
Oh man.
I'm gonna put Paladins first because Dr. Gloryhogg would play it with me.
Oh.
I'm gonna put Iwari second. Just because I don't know if Dr. Gloryhogg's going to play it with me at some point.
If
it's
If
at
he
least
ends up
once.
liking it, then that would be moved up to the top space, okay?
Okay.
Third space here, we're talking about Thrive because that's a game that I'm going to play with my kid all the time. I really love chess games. It's more thinky and stuff like that than the Roland Wright. Roland Wright is just like a fun game that I'm going to play.
You'll probably end up getting
Party-wise-ish
that
and
Roland Wright
stuff,
just
yeah.
casually though too, because they're
Right,
usually so
exactly.
inexpensive. You can kind of just pick one up
Just
when you're
grab one
around.
later.
And
Yeah.
that's the only reason that that one is in the
25
fourth
bucks.
place is because it's like, it's almost like your filler, you know?
Well, not
like,
enough markers. I mean, come on.
And not enough markers, guys.
Yeah, she doesn't
like,
spend-
Cardinal sin of
She
not
doesn't
enough
I
want to
gotta get my
spend
own
$40
Gotta
on
get my own
markers.
markers,
Like what
okay?
markers are you buying? Are they tipped in gold? Gold flakes?
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We had an amazing time with you guys hanging out. So many comments and stuff like that. I love it. So exciting. Any update from last show? Winterborn campaign is still going on.
Yes, it is.
So we will not actually get to play Winterborn until probably Arizona Game Fair, I
Yeah,
think.
will
on
the
that.
will that
Yeah.
be too late to actually? For
I think
Kickstarter
the
purposes?
campaign probably ends before that happens and stuff.
I think it ends on the 18th.
Which is sad.
No,
I
no, no,
hate it
the
whenever stuff like that
20
happens.
something.
So the creator for that, he lives in Arizona, but he doesn't live in Phoenix, sadly. So
7
like,
days left. So yeah,
he was
it'll be
not
after
able
that.
to get to us in time for that.
But we will have some good ones. Like we've got, what's the one? We got Kingdom Rush. We got to play.
Oh yeah,
we
got
got to play
a
No Dinos
ton,
Assembled.
a ton of Kickstarter games. At Dice Tower,
Area
yeah.
Area 1851
Papillon.
Express.
Papillon, which is
Papillon.
oh, I'm so excited about Papillon.
So we've got a
guys.
bunch that we'll be reviewing that we've got hands-on
Yeah.
experience actually playing.
Kingdom Rush was like
Yeah.
so crazy. I like couldn't believe how awesome that game was.
Whenever you sit down to play a game, they go, okay, well, technically we lost this round, so let's just reset it up. And you're like, but we didn't even get to move.
Kingdom Rush was the first tower defense game that I was like, dang,
This is
they
it.
did this right.
The
As
first one was
opposed to
awesome.
the other tower defense games that I've seen where I'm like, I'm not super excited to play this tower defense game because it's just like
Yeah.
things moving through a system, through a program system and stuff. I'm like, like, why do I care?
She's
This
not
one, I was
wrong.
like, dang, I care. This is amazing. It's an awesome cooperative game. So, yeah, I'm excited to talk about that, too. Yeah, and thank you so much for everybody joining us. So, Greg, where can we look you up at?
Hooked on Geek, new audio podcast every Monday, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Check us out.
Okay. And Dr. GloryHogg?
At DrGloryHogg, Dr_GloryHogg on Instagram. Basically, anywhere where there's a Glory Hog, I will be there.
That's right. And then remember, if you guys like the show, make sure to like us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
What should they do with the bell?
We did ring that bell, so whenever we do post content, you get
Thank God
alerts
you
on
said
that
it.
stuff. That's right. And, join us on Instagram because we do a pre-show before the show where we talk about what we are most excited about talking about, and you guys can interface with us before we are actually doing everything. It's actually in the first 5 minutes of the show that you see us there, like sitting there.
Instagram.
So, yeah. So it's fantastic. So we will talk to you guys all later, and we will put Dr. GloryHogg in the Glory Doghouse now.
I'll
It's where
probably
he
have to-
belongs.
I probably have to build it too, which makes it extra sad.